A Minnesota dentist by the name of Walter Palmer went to Zimbabwe and killed a wildlife reserve lion by the name of Cecil the lion. Now he's currently under investigation, and the Zimbabwean government is actually asking for his extradition back to Zimbabwe to face charges for poaching. Now this story, or this death of this lion, has received worldwide media attention. Now let me give you guys my thoughts and opinions when it comes to hunting. Growing up, I used to go to my grandparents' house out in the country. They had about 10 or 15 acres, and my grandfather, who fought in Korea, and he was in the Marines for about 25 to 30 years. And one of the things that he would let me watch him do was hunt and kill the local pest that would get into his garden. You know, he would stand out on the, outside the window with his M1, and he sees a whole bunch of bunnies in my grandmother's flower bed. He just pick them off one by one, right between the eyes. And I saw nothing wrong with that, because those animals were a pest. They were a nuisance. Same with hunting deer. Deer populations a lot of times will grow to a point where they become a public safety hazard, and hunters will hunt those animals for sport, and then also to make sure that it doesn't become a risk to public safety. So there's a necessary reason for those people to go out and hunt deer. But when it comes to hunting, it definitely depends on the animal and the circumstance of that animal being killed. And I even seen people defend this guy by saying that we eat hamburgers and chicken and all sorts of other animals, but the thing is with that is that those animals are domesticated to be a food source for human beings. A lion doesn't have no business being on anyone's plate or being killed to have his head be a trophy on a wall. I mean, that's sick. The fact that you want to go out and pay a poacher, people were saying he's a professional hunter, he's a fucking poacher, $50,000 to lure this lion out of his wildlife reserve. And then the way he killed it even makes me even more upset. He killed it with a bow, or he didn't kill it, he injured it with a bow and arrow. He let the lion sit there in pain and agony, bleeding to death for 40 hours, and then he shot it with the rifle. And then he cut his head off, and then he went back home to America or whatever. This is a very sick individual. For someone that does not see anything wrong with that, to hunt an endangered species like that is sickening. I think that Walter Palmer belongs in jail. He committed poaching, and I think that's a crime that should put someone in prison for a very long time. And I think that poaching is a problem that's not being addressed like it should be. I read all the time animals are being killed in mass, or endangered animals are being killed in mass, because the poachers will go in and kill the animals for either their fur, or in the case of elephants, they will kill them for their tusk. And in some cases, they'll sedate them and actually rip their tusk out, and then they pretty much die from bleeding out because their tusks were ripped out. And it's very, very sad when things like this happen, because we want to keep these animals around so generations in the future will be able to see them and study them and understand them or whatever. But when you poach them for sport and act as if you're doing this country a service, because he's saying, oh, I paid $50,000 to this professional hunter, and that's helping the local economy or whatever, and that's all BS too, because that wildlife reserve was making money, a lot of money, based off of tourism, and they lured the lion off of this wildlife reserve, and the way that they killed it is even more despicable. He actually shot it with a bow and arrow, let it sit there for 40 hours while it was in pain and agony because it was injured, and then he shot it with a rifle. And then he cut its head off, and now he has a lion head as a trophy or whatever. And it's sick. I mean, I don't see how people can defend this. There's certain animals that, yes, they do need to be hunted, but lions are not one of them. Pandas are not one of them. Different animals that are close to extinction, or they serve a purpose as being something that people go to those countries for tourism. I don't think they should be hunted. But it's just sad that this kind of stuff has to happen. And I'm glad that a lot of people are speaking out against it, because I love animals. You know, I like, I think lions are one of my favorite species of animals, next to like lizards and stuff like that. Yeah, I was a weird kid or whatever, but and I'm glad that a lot of celebrities are speaking out of it. I saw that Jimmy Kimmel did a little skit on it, and he pretty much called this guy out. And then Arnold Schwarzenegger, he posted this Instagram picture where he said that these are trophies, where it was of him with no shirt on, and he was like in his prime or whatever, and he showed all his trophies, him holding it, a cock diesel and stuff. And then he said, then next to that picture he has, "This is not a trophy, and it's Cecil the lion, rest in peace." And I'm glad that everyday average people are speaking out against it as well, because this is an issue that I think that we as human beings need to solve. And that's all I gotta say. Thanks for watching. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, and enjoy your day.